Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 25 of The First Star with Everton, our bid to win the Champions League for the club for the first time, and we can take a massive step towards the final today, because after we play Southampton in the league, we're going to Manchester City to play the first leg of the semi-final. That's right, the semi-final. Now, since last episode, just the one game, and those eagle-eyed amongst you will have seen the result. Oh my god, I did not see this coming. We went behind early in the 4th minute, and basically if we'd lost this game, Champions League next year was all but done. Chelsea would have overtaken us with game in hand, with 2 games in hand actually, and Newcastle as well would have been above us. And we went behind, and I thought, oh, this is not going to end well for us. And look, we just responded like absolute animals. Stark got one in the 32nd, then Bernard with a hat-trick, 35th, 39th, and 43rd minute. A hat-trick in, I think, is that, 8 minutes if my maths is correct, which is up there towards the Premier League record. I know Sadio Mane got a bunch against my boys Villa. He got about 7 or 8 minutes, so it's almost a Premier League record for Bernard. And we just absolutely destroyed them. It was amazing. So if we can play, I mean, you can see, look at these match ratings. I don't know where it came from. I was really, really worried. And if we can play like that against Manchester City, then we just might be able to see ourselves into the final. But that's not what we're going to do right now, because we have Southampton in the league. And a quick glance at the league table first will show you we are in 3rd right now. We're only a point behind Manchester City. Of course, our opponent's coming up in the 2nd game here today. And if we were, but they have a game in hand. So that's, got to be remembered. We're clear of Manchester United. They've had a game extra, and we are 3 points ahead of them. So if we were to beat Southampton, we should see them off. Then it comes down to Newcastle, who are a point behind with the same amount of games played, and Chelsea, who are really in the box seat here, because they are only 3 points behind with 2 games in hand. So I think, the way I see this, is that Chelsea are effectively in 3rd, and it's between us and Newcastle for this final Champions League spot. But you can see here why that win against Chelsea was absolutely crucial, because if we'd been on 65 points right now, Chelsea on 68, I mean, it still would have been doable, but it would have been really, really tough. So let's have a look at the team we're sending out against Southampton. Instead, you can see, if you did see there, they're down in 11th, sort of mid-table. Now, we're taking a risk. We are going with basically a backup 11, because I want to play the first choice against Manchester City. So it's Pickford in goal, it's Galloway, Stark, Holgate and Kenny as a back 4. It's Drinkwater and Berg in midfield. It's Lookman, Vlasic and Walcott in behind Calvert-Lewin, who hopefully is going to find his goal-scoring boots. We do have Terry Cook on the bench as well. He's been continuing to bang them in for the under-23, so if Calvert-Lewin isn't doing it today, we will be seeing him. Basically, I'm torn, as I still don't really know. I'm not convinced I'm doing the right thing, but I want to make sure, at least in the first leg, that we have our strongest team out there. Let's not put any pressure on our performance. Just to see how we go against Manchester City. I mean, we'll talk about it more before the game, but we've had a difficult time against them this season. I think they've beaten us 5-2 and 3-1. So if that continues over a 2-leg European tie, that's not going to end well for us. But yeah, I mean, Lucas Digne is almost back. He's not going to be fit enough for 90 minutes for Manchester City. So we're playing Galloway here, and then my plan is, I don't know whether we'll start Digne for the City game and then take him off once he gets too tired, or whether we will do the other way around and start Robinson and bring Digne on with, say, 20 to go. Oh, it's still there for us. It's still there. Bumble it in, boys. It's over the line, but it's a penalty. It's not a penalty. It's a free kick. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. I mean, we'll only know with hindsight after this game. If we win this game, then I look like a genius. If we lose it, then I look like even more of a moron than I already do. So here's Vlasic. If he turned the other way, there's a little bit of space there for him. Galloway gets the cross in. It's headed away, but it's there for Calvert-Lewin. It's not a particularly good header. Calvert-Lewin! 10th of the year for him, and that is exactly what we needed to start this game. 12 minutes in, and we are 1-0 up. If he turned the other way, he had space in there, but it worked out okay. Decent ball in from Galloway. Poor defensive header, and Calvert-Lewin takes a second touch, and then puts that away. Good finish. That's what we're needing to do. Alright, boys. Let's demand more of that, please. Part of my thinking as well is being at home. We could probably get away with it a little bit more than if we had to go to Southampton. That would probably have made it a little bit more difficult. We're doing okay, though, so far, aren't we? City is beating... I didn't realize City were playing Newcastle, so that could be a massive result for us. Realistically, we're just about top 4 Oh, I tell you what, is that Costa line? He's offside or something there. Lookman's just absolute beast in the box there today. Oh, Newcastle's come back. Not a good result for us. As I said, I think we're fighting for fourth place with Newcastle, and that's really all we can hope for this year. As I said, we've been a little bit inconsistent. Galloway again with a decent cross. Are we going to be on the counter attack here? Gabbiadini squares. It's not a particularly good ball. Took the pace out of the attack, but they do still have it. Oh, again, not a particularly good ball, but we just can't quite take it off them right now. It's a decent cross in. Was that a Kenny header? No, it wasn't. What was I saying? So I think it's just about fourth spot for this year, which is unfortunate, but we'll get them next season. I don't think we've played. We've dropped too many. We've drawn too many games, I think, this year, and we've lost some silly games as well. So yeah, all right, come on. Can we get a second here? Vlagic, corner, back post. It's headed back towards goal from Stark, and Lookman's in there again. It looks like it's going to be another corner. Stark had a really, really good game against Chelsea. The reason that he's playing this one is that Yerry Mina is match fatigued, so we can't really play him. So we might have to go. If Stark comes up, we might play him against City with Keane, or we might go with Yerry Mina. I haven't completely decided yet. We'll kind of see who comes up after this one. The defenders, I feel, are kind of interchangeable. Even we've got Rob Holding as well, who I've kind of stopped using because he's already signed for a Spanish club. I'm trying to keep Holgate happy, which is why he's playing. We've played well. There's still room for improvement. Some passionate. We have faith in you unless you're playing badly, in which case we will tell you calmly that you're playing badly. Yeah, so it's just about, not just about hanging on here, but it is very much a case of we need to hang on here. Another team talk hit down here. Everybody's happy, everybody's had a talk. All right, let's get out there. We won't change anything tactically just yet. Essentially, we've dominated that half, just that one sort of half chance of the header that they had. But other than that, I don't remember them having really anything of that first half. So it's just a long kickoff highlight though. When that Berg's there. Oh, Vlagic just lost out to Ward-Prowse though. Apparently he scored a good goal against Manchester United. I missed match of the day, so I haven't seen it, but I know Soccer Saturday they were going on about it. This is a very long kickoff highlight. I don't like this at all. This is the wrong end of the field. It's the wrong end of the field, boys. Get that? No. Oh! That's okay. That's okay. Alright, let's demand more here, boys. Come on. Absolutely no one's listening to me. How is this game even close, really? I mean, this is an outrage. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to look to exploit the flanks here. We're having so much of the ball. We're having too many shots. I wonder if we should work the ball into the box as well. Vlagic. One-handed save from Angus Gunn. That might be next protocol. It's just we're having too many shots and not enough highlights. So we might just need to tell them to work it into the box. Decent ball in. Here's Sander Berg. Maybe go back out to Walcott. He gets the cross in. It's there. Vlagic. Good touch down for Lookman. And I'm not quite sure what happened there. It was a tackle. Okay, that's otherwise. I was going to have a word with Lookman and see what actually happened there. Walcott. Another decent ball in. It's still there for Kenny, but that is the end of the highlight. Now, essentially, Southampton have nothing to play for here, which is it's a little bit disappointing that. What do we do with Lookman, who's not having a great game? Let's tell him to work it into the box here. We have not had 10 highlights, so that tells me we're shooting from just too far out right now. None of the attacking players are having particularly great games. I wonder if we look to put Calvert-Lewin out on the left, and then we can bring his Sanderberg with some space. Oh, Sanderberg, what an effort that was. We might do that, actually. We'll bring Terry Cook on for Lookman, and then we'll switch them around. I don't see a point in having a nervous winger who's not playing well. That just doesn't seem like it's going to end well for anybody. Come on, boys, let's demand more here. Walcott's not playing well either. We'll bring on Sandro. He can play out there. Walcott is one of those guys that I'd like to have on the bench for the Manchester City game because he can do some damage coming off the bench. And then we have one more sub we can make here. I mean, it's getting to the point where we just need to hang on. Demand more. Let's focus most of the boys. All right, come on, Holgate. Let's see what you got, mate. Up for Sandro. Go on, Sandro. Go on, Sandro. Plays it through for Terry Cook. Terry Cook! Oh, he's done it! Second goal of the year. First in the Premier League for Terry Cook. Well done, mate. First Premier League goal. And that has now surely wrapped up the points. We'll give it a concentrate just to make sure that we don't go and stuff something up here. But Terry Cook should have just guaranteed us the points. It was a good little ball from Sandro, wasn't it? Not quite sure what the goalkeeper's doing. Apparently he's chained to his goal mouth. But that's not Terry Cook's problem. He capitalised on that indecision. Alright, can we go and add a third and make it look very, very comfortable? Sandro into the mixer. It's headed away. Terry Cook's there. Gets a nice little ball back for Vlasic. Just over the bar. Oh, it's looking good now. We've woken up. Cook and Sandro have changed the game, really, haven't they? Look how much better we're looking now. We'll give them some praise here when we can. I think they've earned that now. They're trying to hit us on the counter-attack. It's not going to do you any good, boys. Give them some praise to bring it home. And that is a hard fought. I mean, we should have won that game very, very comfortably. But to be fair, they really didn't threaten us, did they? Here's another chance from a corner. Sandro knocks it in. It's their back post and Stark straight into the arms of Gunn. And that's it. Manchester City has taken a late lead against Newcastle. Again, that's massive. That could be a 4-point gap. We were ahead of Newcastle by a point, right? It's a 4-point gap with 2 games to go. As I say, needless to say, absolutely massive. Alright, let's just say well done. Let's give it a bit of passion. I'm pleased with your performance there, boys. Quality of possession provides victory. Southgate's back at Villa Park. Goodison Park. He's just looking at the entire squad again. Holgate, Drinkwater, Lookman. Yeah, so apparently he just wants Everton to play for England. If we have a quick look at the league table and we'll see, I mean, we've rested players as well. That is it's almost perfect. Actually, it couldn't be. It is perfect. We're 4 points ahead now of Newcastle. We've seen off Manchester United, have we? They're 6 points ahead of them. Better goal difference, so they're not going to catch us, I don't think. It's Chelsea, isn't it? Chelsea is a team that, despite being back in 6 with 3 games in hand, they can still catch us. But again, there's pressure on them now. They've got to go. Kevin Keegan, you got to go there. You got to win those games. So that is. I'm starting to get a little bit more confident now that we are going to be back in the Champions League for next year, which is a massive relief. But guys, wait right there. We have a semi-final to look forward to coming up right now. And welcome back. It is massive, isn't it? It is really, really big. We've never beaten Manchester City yet. Away from home, though, we could get away with a score draw. Perfect. You'll see in the first leg of the other game, Manchester United 3-2 winners over Paris. The Paris were 2-1 up before they got a man sent off. So, yeah, that looks... You'd still fancy Paris to get through that one, I think, wouldn't you? Now, these are the heroes that we are sending out, hopefully not to be slaughtered at the Etihad. It's Pickford in goal. We're going with Robinson. Digne, you can see he's just not match fit. So we're going to go with Robinson ahead of Mina, well, with Mina, Keane, and Coleman as a back four. Barrios comes in to protect them with Davies and Sergio Gomez. He's match fatigued. If we look at the medical centre here, he hasn't come up, which is a little bit disappointing, but... I don't really have anybody else to play in that role because Morrow isn't in the Champions League squad. So we're going to go with him and just hope that he plays well, because otherwise we don't really have another option to play in there. It's Richarlison and Bernard, hopefully to continue their Chelsea form in this one, with Davy Selke up top. So we can see the way they're lining up. We are matching up man for man. What could possibly go wrong with that? They've got so much pace. Now, they're a passing team. We're going to try and press them high up the field. I'm never convinced that's the right way to play City, but technically it is. So, we're huge underdogs. Go out there and play without any pressure. We just want to enjoy this, boys. It's the Champions League. We're in the semi-final, which none of us expected to be in. Let's just go out there and see what we can do. All right, here we go. Oh, good luck, everybody. Are you nervous? I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I expect to lose, I think. I don't expect to win. But, you know, you just always think that you can. You always think you can win. At least I do, anyway. And that's where I think the nerves are coming from. It's just like, can we do it? Can we do it? As I said, away from home here, a score draw. We want to score as many goals as we can, really. It's a decent ball forward. Davy Selke can't quite get to that, though. And it's at Manchester City's feet. And are we now? You can see we're pressing. Are we going to find ourselves under a bit of pressure here? Can we win that? We can with Keane. Davy Selke can't win that ball. And Sane brings it down, switches it to the other side. This is just side-to-side stuff, isn't it? Just try and stay in the middle there, boys. Keep your shape. Oh, good header from Anthony Robinson. Barrios clears it away. Kyle Walker's... Okay, Bernard, go on, son. Go on. Can we go length of the field here? Bernard... As if De Bruyne gets back and makes that tackle. Unrealistic Football Manager. We're putting good pressure on them, though. Maybe we don't need 3 men closing down the centre-back, but, that's fine. Here goes Sane. We can't let him run at us. Aguero, no! Oh, when Aguero gets the ball, you just get that feeling, don't you? You know what we're going to do here? We're going to close them down a little bit less. I'm wondering if we keep a higher line, but we'll just close them down a little bit less. 23rd goal this year for Sergio Aguero. We don't really need to see that again. I'm just looking if we were to play a higher line. I don't know if it would have made that much of a difference. Maybe being more compact would do. I'd like to think that was Barrios's sort of hole to be in there. I've got more work to do here. Come on, boys. Come on. Let's get this clear. We went behind against Chelsea and then we scored 4. So you never know. You just never know. We might look... Easy for Pickford that one. We might look to exploit the flanks. That's what we did in the Chelsea game as well. So we'll try that. Richarlison and Bernard, as I said, they were absolutely brilliant in that game. That's a little bit of pressure. What are we doing? When that starts happening, you get annoyed. I get annoyed. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to distribute to the flanks. Clearly, we don't have the intelligence to play out of the back. I mean, what are we thinking? What is that as a Pickford? I mean, you don't give Michael Keane much chance to do anything there. All he could really do maybe was get a first time sort of flick on over the top. Come on, boys, show some passion here. We at least want to be in it going back to Goodison, don't we? This is not good enough right now. All right, we've fired him up with a little bit of talk there. Come on, boys, come on. I'm wondering now, do we need to go more attacking? Do we take Gomez off, bring Vlasic on, and try and get goals? But the problem is that we then open ourselves up. Come on, Anthony Robinson's got to get a touch to that. Oh, off the crossbar. We're getting absolute... This is what City have done to us every time we've played them this year. They just rip us to pieces. Come on, boys. Come on. All right, here we go. Can we get something from a corner? We're not bad from these. Oh, it's too close to the keeper, though, Edison claims. And is this just going to end up going up the other end as well? I'm trying to think what we can do to stop them. Well, there's a good nick there from Sergio Gomez. Goes early, first time across the box. And I don't think we did anything wrong there. It's just got, that Barrios. That's the sort of crunching tackle we like to see. We've won it back. Can we pick someone at the back post? Bernard's there. Bernard brings it down, turns, shoots, and Davies! He does it again! He's a Champions League specialist. Tom Davies, 12th goal of the year. And that's 4 goals in his last game in 19 minutes of Champions League football. Get in, Tom Davies. That is massive. That's an away goal, of course. And if we go back home at 2-1, we'd probably still lose. I mean, that's not good goalkeeping from Edison, is it? He's got to catch that first time. I think we need at least a draw. But if we were to go back at 2-1 down, we beat Juventus 1-0. We drew with Inter, but we've done okay at home in the Champions League this year. It's away from home that we've had our losses. And you take out that stupid goal that we gave them, and then you start to think, 1-1, excellent result. It's that second goal. All right, come on, boys. It's still early days, though. Plenty of time for anything to happen here. Richarlison's nicked that. Back for Tom Davies. For Coleman. We're playing in tight areas here. I'm not a massive fan of that. Davies. Let's maybe look to switch it, boys. Bernard's got to be in space. Just waited a little bit too long and then the pass wasn't good enough. Aguero. Oh, he's just so good, isn't he? He's just so good. You can see we're scared of him. The second leg will have Digna back too. He'll be sort of more match fit, which will help. Oh, it's just tap in. I mean, Robinson, that was your man, mate. That is your man. We might need to go and man mark. We'll give this a show some passion. Is that Robinson there? Right, that's Robinson there. He's marking the wrong man. You've got to mark your winger, mate. I mean, I can see what he's doing, staying with Aguero. But you've got to mark your winger. You've got to leave him to your centre-backs. I mean, we still have the away goal. They can't take that from us. So that's something. We'll just tell them both. You can go and mark Sane as well. Maybe we should have done this from the start, knowing how dangerous they are. But Yeah. Keane's not having a good game. And he was so good, wasn't he, against South... Was he played? Yeah, he played against Southampton. Or was it Chelsea he was good? Anyway, he was really good one game. Was it? I can't remember if he played against Southampton or not now. I don't think he did. So it must have been Chelsea he was really good against. Let's give it a get creative. We do have Holgate on the bench, but I really don't want to bring Holgate on if I'm honest. I mean, see, I think Keane's been given the blame for that crappy goal, but I think that Pickford shouldn't have been throwing it there. You've got to have a little bit of common sense. See, again, it was a decent option, but that Grimaldo there is just picking up those passes all day long. And again, over to the back post. Sane, I think, is just a bit too quick for Coleman. So I'm wondering if we maybe need to tell Coleman... Do we need to tell him not to mark him tightly, or do we need to tell him to not close him down, perhaps? Give yourself a yard. Stay with him, but give yourself a yard. Those match ratings aren't good enough. Aggressive, I expect to see more. Coleman, you have what it takes. I'm wondering, do we change up midfield? But a problem with... This is the problem that I think we have, is that if I was to take off or push Barrios further forward... We lose that shield in front of the back two, and do we just lose by more then? It's sort of the eternal problem against Manchester City, isn't it? Come on, boys. If we can get out of this at 3-2, then given what's happened, you just about take that. I think we have looked better since we've made the changes. The problem is that sort of the damage was done early on there, wasn't it? Let's focus. Keane's not having a good game. I'm going to have to take him off, aren't I? Alright, come on. Pickford goes on a bit of a run. Out early for Coleman. That's good. Alright, here he goes. Got space to run into. More space to run into. It's not the best run, but Carlson's picked it up. Can he pick out someone at the back post? Bernard's there. Can he square it for Selke? Pulls it back. Sergio Gomez turns, shoots, scores for Gomez! Now, the big question is, had the ball run out of play over here? I don't think it had, because I'm sure the game would have stopped it otherwise. That is 3-2 though, and Richarlison again, decent ball to the back post. Bernard, bit of a heavy touch there, but just about pulled that back, and Sergio, I thought he took too much time. Keeper should be doing better, to be honest, but we'll take that, won't we? Come on, boys, demand more. 3-2, I said I'd take this, I lied, I want more. 3-3, come on, boys, let's go for it. A goal fest in the opening game of this sort of tie is fine, as long as you're away from home. We just obviously want the goals to be relatively evenly distributed. Now we're looking more up for this now, aren't we? Come on, boys. Davy Selke's not having his best game. You know what? He did it for us the last game. Let's bring Terry Cook on. Let's bring him on. We haven't seen anything from Selke, really, have we? We're playing with an advanced forward. Just get him up there, occupying that back two of theirs. Alright, come on, let's put a bit of pressure on here. I wonder if I should have actually played Davy Selke as a pressing forward, speaking of occupying a back two. It's Davies, he's nicked it! Davies! Oh! That would have been, look at that, they're looking nervous now. Everton is coming for you, boys. There it is, dinked in. It's easy for the keeper, not the best one. Terry Cook, number 9, doing the jersey proud. Come on. Can we win? We've got Mina at the back. We've got Keane. We should be able to now just bring that down. A little bit of simple play. Well done, Robinson. In for Keane. Nice early ball for Richarlison. Go on, son. Go on. Oh, Davies just had it nicked off his foot there. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Aguero. Oh, good save. Good save. And Keane cleans up. That's difficult to say. Keane cleans up. Alright, work to do from the corner, boys. Let's get ahead on this, please. Let's get ahead on this. It's in a good area. Sane should not be winning balls in the penalty area like that. Let's demand more. Robertson isn't having a great game. Only a 6.3. We need to give Digna some match time, so let's do that now. One sub to make. I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, it needs to be either Keane or Coleman, doesn't it? If we were to bring Holgate on for Coleman. Holgate has good pace about him. Good header clear. Was that Terry Cook back there getting that out? Come on, boys, again. Oh, what have we done? He's just ghosted in at the back post. It's a really, really good finish. But how has that happened? Where has he come from? Is it number 6 here that gets it? Oh, he's the corner taker. It's a good finish, isn't it? We've got to give them credit for that. It's just so annoying that one of our defenders is having a nightmare. I want to bring Vlasic on, I think. I want to bring Vlasic on for... Barrios isn't having a great game in any case. 4-2 I don't think does us any good, does it? We need to be at least within a goal. So if I'm doing the wrong thing, guys, I apologise. If we concede more goals, again, I apologise. But I just feel like this has to happen. We'll play him as a deep-lying playmaker on support. Get Vlasic in there as the attacking playmaker. And we need to score goals. 10 minutes to go. With more to come from Vlasic. And let's just see what we can do here. Let's give it a demand more. It's really disappointing, isn't it, that our defenders have let us down. They've been so good, just on the big occasion. I still think a lot of the Keane issue with the match rating is that goal that we gave. That goal we gave away to them could actually end up costing us, couldn't it? I think Keane's been given the fault for that, and I don't necessarily think it was a bit of a hospital pass. That is not these passes. Those were the ones that were connecting against Chelsea. Bernard and Richarlison just aren't quite. Oh, it's a good run forward from Walker. That's too good for us. That's too good for Bernard to mark defensively, and decent save from Pickford. Another goal for them now, and that would just about be it, wouldn't it? Let's give it one last get creative here and see what we can do. You'd like to think we could make one last chance and perhaps take it. Do we go attacking? We'll go attacking. We'll just really have a go at them. Oh, come on, Gomez. Go on, Sergio! Oh, what's decent save. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I think we're in tough here now. Can we get one? Can we get it? Can we get it? Vlasic for Dave. No, you can see. You want Davies to have it, to be fair. Oh, don't go and concede another one. This would kill it off, wouldn't it? This really would kill it off. Oh, it's an own goal. It's the last kick of the game. And I'm not sure what Mina's doing there. He's in great position. What is that? It's a fantastic finish. But guys, I think the dream might be over. It was that silly pass from Vlasic too, wasn't it? There was never on. It was always going to be intercepted. All right, can we get one back here? It's there. It's Terry Cook! Oh! I mean, is this game ever going to end, ref? Technically, he should have blown up that game before the ball crossed the line. Oh, still there for Vlasic! Making up for his mistake. Terry Cook! Hey, we're back in it! There is still a chance! There is still life in this tie. And Terry Cook, 2 goals this episode. He's got one in the Champions League. And there is now still life. 2-0 win at home, and we could do it. A terrible mistake from their defenders. I come back once. Maybe that's the goal back for the one that we gave them. But I come back to that stupid goal where Pickford threw it out to Keane. Let's surely, referee. We're almost a minute and a half over now. Unless we're going to go and get another one. I just want this game to end now. Alright, in the comments, guys. Can we do this? Can we do it? We need 2 goals. We've shown we can score goals. The problem is, can we not concede them? 95th minute. Oh, this is an own goal. What a time to score an own goal. Terry Cook, though, what a goal from the youngster. Do we say unlucky? Yeah. Oh, Keane really did have a shocker, though, didn't he? So there it is, an absolute goal fest in the Champions League Semi-Final. It's still going to be tough. But 3 away goals. If we win, we need to win by 2. It's going to be tough, guys. There is still goals of the month to come. I think I forgot to mention that, but there is a goal of the month to come right now. But otherwise, guys, if you have enjoyed that episode, do hit thumbs up. We've essentially guaranteed our spot in the Champions League for next year, which is really good. And we'll find out on what day will it be. Today's Wednesday, so we'll find out on Friday. We'll start the weekend off, hopefully knowing that we've guaranteed ourselves the Champions League for next year, and then, yeah, then we'll come back for Manchester City as well on the second leg. Can we do it? It's Middlesbrough are 20th. They're already relegated. We should be able to win that, and that then would guarantee us Champions League football for next year. But otherwise, guys, if you've enjoyed that, do hit thumbs up. Lots of goals, so it's surely worth a thumbs up. And if you are new, welcome. Please do subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload new episodes. But until Friday, guys, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. And here are some of our best goals from April. Take care.